So inflation has taken the world by storm. You're still playing that game that you claim to vehemently hate, and the big dog AAA developers have increased their prices up to an inflation-adjusted $70, bucking the trend of $60 that has existed since the turn of the century. But with the average person having to resort to $5 Taco Bell bundle meals to make ends meet, how are these games able to increase their prices and continue to get away with it? The modern gaming market is one of the most diverse and interesting markets out there. You got the rise of indie games, the ever-increasing presence of free-to-play games, of course you got your AAAs, but then you also got every other price point in between. Despite this, AAA games continue to top the charts for most purchased games in each calendar year. I think what's really messed up is when you look at all the reviews and how people who actually like the game talk about these games, it's almost always negative. You hear all these reviews, things like Madden every single year get panned, no innovation, the same game for 10 years, Call of Duty, FIFA, can't even call it that anymore. And at this point, I think we all realize that allegiance to the brand is a little more powerful than actually making a good product. Meanwhile, things like free-to-play games continue to break boundaries. Games like Genshin Impact, one of the most expensive games ever made, is completely free-to-play. The biggest competitive games you've probably heard of, League of Legends, Apex Legends, Fortnite. Fortnite pretty much rewrote the script on how to make a video game, and the game is free-to-play. Truth is, I kind of understand where people come from and why they continue to buy into the hype of these AAA games that they hate. When you think about it, AAA games tend to have a very specific market that can't be met in any other way. Things like FIFA and Madden, these type of games sell you the sports experience. If you're a sports fan and you want to reclaim the glory of your sports team because terrible management has managed to bring you failures and no Super Bowls and no anythings, what else can you do besides buy these games? And where else are you going to hear salacious rumors about your mother besides in the halls of the Call of Duty? The good news is, with the rising market of free-to-play games and indies, a lot of games are starting to eat up into these markets. Established giants like Battlefield are starting to find real competition in smaller fry games like BattleBit. Games like XDefiant try to take a slice out of that Call of Duty pie, whether or not they ever will. And if you want to play American football, you always have Roblox football? I don't know, there's some legal stuff going on there. I don't want to get into that. A lot of AAA games fall for what I like to call the CEO dilemma, which looks like this. How is it possible that a CEO, the highest position in a company, can afford to spend time being the CEO of two companies and CTO of another? In the same way, how can a game like Elden Ring, meticulously crafted from years and years of putting together reused assets to make an actually interesting title, take multiple years, when a game like Call of Duty and Madden can pump out game after game after game every single year? Now, some of you are going to be sitting there and going, well, the thing is, these free-to-play games might be free-to-play, but they nickel and dime you. When you buy Madden, you're getting the entirety of Madden. You can play football all you want, shoot up guys in Call of Duty. That's what you're paying for, and that's what you're getting. Games like Genshin Impact, these gacha games, I mean, you gotta pay to even play with the characters. But let me stop you right there, because if there's anything that really irks me about these AAA titles, it's the fact that they have stolen so many of the monetization cues from these free-to-play titles. The greatest invention of the modern gaming era has got to be the Battle Pass. Pretty much every game has it. I think almost every game I've mentioned has some sort of Battle Pass system. I mean, come on, even Genshin Impact has one. The Battle Pass exists as a very value meal style thing to get you a lot of rewards for relatively cheap, with the drawback that you have to actually play the game to do it. Sounds fair. So why does this exist in Call of Duty? Why is the game $70 and then you have these premium passes that you have to buy into to get the rewards anyway, on top of $20 skins? And then you want to talk about gacha? Guess what? Have you ever played Madden? Have you ever played FIFA? Do you know where most of their money comes from? Because it isn't the $70 purchase. Because I'm spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to pull Ronaldo and Calvin Johnson Ghosts of the Past players in my ultimate team. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bash the developers all day, because let's be honest here, if I could put out a YouTube video that was just absolute garbage and just have people shovel it up and get millions and millions of views, I'd do it too. So really, it's on I don't want to victim blame here, but it's kind of on you guys. What's funny is when you really look at it, these games that release every year still have to go over innovation cycles. You get things like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which was a huge jump up from the series' predecessors, and then they just copy and paste it for the next 3 years. I guess what I'm trying to say is, stop being a sucker, go support some indie dev, and if you really want to play one of these AAA games, I'm sure you can find some Roblox clone.